Hello friends, back again. I know I didn't have anything yesterday because I was just swamped in orders, and I needed to also get all those candles made, the grungy candles, and I sold out of them again. That's why I had to like hurry up and get more made. Okay, so today we're doing that crushed can thing. I already did this one. I actually did all of mine already. I saw somebody use a vise once, and I thought that would be awesome because they got it real flat, but I can't really, I don't know, maybe I could use a hammer. But anyway, for right now, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna put the can on here. It's gonna end up getting attached, which means I gotta put a hole through here. I do have some self-tapping screws, so that might help with that. But I also have this paper. I got this bunch of papers. It's like this whole pack from the Dollar Tree, actually. And the ones that are on the front here are not what's inside, unfortunately. I thought these were it. That's why I got them, because I love these colors. But they're not. They're still pretty, but they're just not what's inside. At least not that one. So I found this one, and I really like it. And I actually had a bunch of flowers that I had gotten that, look, it matches. Now these obviously are fall colors, but I don't care. That's just the colors of my house in general. So I'm gonna attach this on here, not fully, just on the front here, kind of make almost like a label type thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a coat on here. It doesn't have to be crazy, because again, this is gonna be just a base coat. I'm not worried about it getting perfect. I'm not worried about like all the edges. I just want to get a base coat so that when I go to scrape it, you're gonna see this underneath. Okay, so I did the green. You can see it's a little patchy because I didn't care about getting it completely covered. I did the sides and I did the back. I kind of did the back fully because it's the back. I'm not really gonna mess with that. Alright, so you just kind of, I guess, go on the edges, kind of put it in different places, and it's the wax that the paint doesn't stick to, so when you scrape it up, it gives that chippy look. Alright, so then you paint your top coat. And I'm going to go over these sides and stuff first, just going to make it easier. Oh yeah. Guys! Look at that! Yay! And that green is coming through. It's exactly what I wanted. That is like perfect. But look how cool that is. That looks amazing. I love it. So, sides are still a little bit wet, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. That's awesome. Okay. I'm absolutely in love with this. I love it. It's a perfect amount for me. Okay, so we're going to put this aside. I'm going to bring the can over here. I painted it all yellow. And I think I decided to go ahead and grunge this instead. I think it'll give me more of a contrast than with this. This is not going to be this whiter color. It's ivory, but it's going to go darker when I distress it, and I'm kind of thinking I wanted to add a little more texture to this with a faux rust grunge. I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, got my cinnamon. Gonna go ahead and grunge a lot of this. I'm going to do corners, edges. I don't need to do the back because you're not gonna see it. It's gonna be attached to the board. But I definitely want these edges inside. Again, we're gonna have a thing here, so it doesn't need to be on there. I gotta figure out what to do with this because you can see it. So maybe I can just put cinnamon all over that to hide it. gonna have flowers and stuff in it, so. Alright, that's good for now. I might want to put a little bit more on that at some point, but not yet. So what I'm going to do is figure out how big I want this and what flowers. The flowers are going all different ways, so we'll probably go I think half is good, actually. Let me rip some of this. It makes it smaller, obviously, ripping it. So I think that looks pretty good. So one thing I'm going to do when this dries is I need to Mod Podge over it, but I am going to distress the rest of it. So you can definitely see with the brown and the yellow, it taking it out from here, from this flower right here. You can definitely see that. And I have those same flowers here. See what I'm saying? See the color? So now what I want to do is basically space what I want to see. Now you can see these. I'm not going this big, but you can see these on the edge. Do that one. Still a little bit too big. Alright, we're gonna go with this one, but we're gonna cut it down and then we're gonna distress it. Alright, so what we need to do in order to get this on here is to distress it so that I can get it finished and on there. And we are gonna fill this with stuff. So it's gonna go on here. Look how springy that looks. I think I need to squish this a little bit, but that's with the colors. It's so pretty. So what I want to do is stamp this first. And you guys know why I stamp first? It's because of the, if you crinkle it, it's just more of a pain to stamp. Now these are my new stamps. These are the clickable ones. And I was thinking of putting like Spring has sprung. Why not, right? Let's do it. So we need the S. These things are great. They even give you ones that are spacers. There's nothing there. P. Alright, so I've got Spring and has put together, and then I will do Sprung. Spring. Has. I love it. I love it. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that cute? What do we think? That looks good, right? Yay! Okay. Distress time, right? Now, let's do this first. We'll just go ahead and do these edges real quick. So now we are gonna crinkle. Crinkle, crinkle. Just go over lightly, and it'll just get those wrinkles. There you go. Spring has sprung. So we are going to do this as well. We're going to go ahead in and distress it. Alright, so again, crinkle, crinkle. Not doing the middle because that's going to be hiding it. It's got little rips here and there. I love it. Don't mind it at all. There we go. And this will attach to that, and that will attach to that. That looks good. So first thing we have to do though is distress this. So what I want to actually do is use some Waverly. I want to see how that's going to work. I'm going to test it on the back. And then the whole thing's going to get Mod Podged over so it doesn't come off. But I wanted to test it just to see what the color would look like. So put that on there. And then came in and wiped it. See, that's beautiful. I think so anyway. That's the back, so I could test it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then, you know, it's gonna get on the grunge part and make it a little darker in places, but that's okay because I was gonna do that anyway. Because like I've said a bunch of times, that rust is not one color. So if you look at it, there's variations of browns and oranges. It's not one color. So going in and doing this just adds those. Oh, I had to say it at least once, the layers. I love it. This is great. I'm not trying to completely cover this, the grunging, the faux rust. That's not what I'm trying to do. I do want the variations. I'm just getting into kind of like the areas in between. And then when I wipe it, it kind of gets on it. I don't know, probably one at a time. All right, let's focus on this board now. We've got the tags done and all that stuff is done. Let's focus on the board. Clean my mess up here. So this is that stuff. You can see I haven't even used it yet. It's brand new. You gotta open it. I'm gonna test it. Why not, right? I don't know. This kind of stuff makes me nervous though, because it's a spray and you have less control over where it goes. So I don't know. It's not my favorite kind of thing to use, just because of that reason. Let's practice on the back a little bit. Ooh, that is kind of dark. See, it's dripping. I don't want drip marks. That's not what I want here. So I did on this paper towel, but yikes. I mean, I guess if you're doing like a whole area, I don't know. I feel like that might be too overkill for what I'm doing right now. I think I'm gonna stick with this for now because I just don't want to mess it up, and it's a little yellowy. This particular one, this is a vintage frame. Oh yeah, okay. Well, yeah, that's a little too yellowy for what I'm going for. Alright, so we're gonna take the Waverly and I'm gonna put it on, wipe it off. Put it on, wipe it off. I want it to be darker in some areas, but you see the green? I don't want to cover that green. I don't want it to like just turn brown. So if I can just control, this is why I don't like using sprays. I'd rather use this because I can control this. Spray is, you spray it, it goes where it wants. I'm loving the look of this though, it's looking nice. And I'm just trying to give it an aged look. And go over it a little bit with sandpaper after. Take out any brush marks. Well, I'm loving how this is looking. And I'm going to go over even more distressing. Gotta add those layers, you guys. You know me. Come on. That can't be a surprise. So, I'm loving this. This looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of sanding. It does lighten it up just a little, but I love how it's bringing the ivory through. Getting rid of any brush marks. And it's giving more of a variation in color. So the ivory's coming through, you've got the brown from the antique wax, and you've got the green from the moss chalk paint. Loving it. Okay, we're coming in with some black on the edges. Yep, there you are. A little bit more on these corners. Just gonna go in. If you get what you feel is too much, you go in with sandpaper and you can take that out. Just rub it in. Looking good to me. So I'm gonna actually do some of this on here too. I'm thinking I wanna like bring this in a bit. It's like too wide. There we go. So then that'll get attached. And so right now we have this. We're gonna go ahead and put this in right here. Brings the green from here to here. You could make this in a lot of different ways. You could make it with, I'm gonna curl these edges a little bit. You could make it with just like sweet and pink and, you know, pretty colors and that kind of thing. You could do whatever you wanted. I'm just liking these darker colors. And I'm curling this forward, so I'm just gonna put some stuff on it so that it's not just plain white. Alright, so I'm not going to put anything up here as far as words because this is going to be covered with flower. Alright guys, so I am going to go ahead and attempt to put a screw in. This is a self-tapping screw, which means you shouldn't have to pre-drill. Alright, is that where I want it? It's through the metal, but that's not exactly the spot I want it in, so I'm gonna fix that. Alright, so that's bugging me. So I think if I put a screw over here, it'll push it down. Because I can't really glue that, it's really just the edge that's doing it, and I feel like that'll pop up way too easy. So I'm gonna try to get way over here, put a screw in, and hope it'll hold it. Haha, look at that, it worked. Now should I do this side? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yep, 4 screws are going in this. That's alright. You should know it's not going anywhere. Okay, so, I mean, now that I've completely messed everything up. So I need to fill this now. And that means I have to cut down some of this to fill it in there. Cutting knife works really well. And, yeah, just kind of shove that in there so it's tight. Now, what we're going to put in there, we have flowers that I'm going to cut off. So again, it looks a little fallish, but this is normal for my house, so all year round. I'm an earth tone girl, so I'm all about this. So I'm going to actually take long pieces, shorter pieces. I'm just going to cut everything really with the leaves, and I want to see how this is going to look. Kind of want it to come out past the board. Okay, well, let's see what we got for now in here. As I fall off my chair, right? Put that up a little. We're gonna go here. So these ones are the main one that's on here. Just kind of filling it in with this. Alright, we're just gonna keep filling. And then now we're getting into the smaller pieces. So we're gonna go to the front with these. So now let's go with these. Oh, I've got a bunch of these. Let's go with these. So these are, like I said before, I don't normally buy flowers from Dollar Tree because I don't really like the quality of them. But this particular time that I went, they had these, and these I really like, believe it or not. So I am going to go ahead and cut a few of these off, and we're going to add them in, because I think we need more spring flowers. It's not enough. Alright, so let's put this in here. Alright guys, what do we think about this? I really like it. Alright, what I'm going to do first is glue this in. Add some glue here. it's both touching the board and the tin in the back here. So remember, this is screwed in, so it's not going anywhere. So I can mess with it, it's not going to pop off. This is exactly why I do this. I sell my stuff, so can't have it popping off. It's not, this rope is not popping out at me, and that's okay with me. It's all those layers, you guys, all those layers. There we go. I wonder if I should do the same one as, yeah, I could do that as the rope. And then maybe I should just do some regular twine for the bow. Kind of want to make it a little bit bigger though, so. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So the only problem with this stuff is that it just wants to go its own way. Try to spread it out a little bit. That's looking cute. And then a flower in the middle. What do we think? Guys, what do we think about that? Do we like the flower or do we like a button? Trying to try new things. And not so much always a button. Although, look how cute! Guys, you're supposed to tell me what to do. Kind of like the difference, because we've got the button, you've got flowers in here, and the flower looks good, but it's the same thing. We're going with the button. That's it. I've decided. And I need more glue. Put the button on. Alright, so now the last thing to do is put on the string to hold it, which honestly I should have done first, didn't even think of it. So I always tie a knot in whatever I'm using to attach a holder or a hanger. And I do that because once I put a staple in, you can't pull the string out. Then you can even go in, and most of the time I will go in and do another knot over it. And it's just security, guys, so it's not falling out. Alright, so then we'll see how far we want this up. I think that looks pretty good right there. It's honestly, it's almost the whole thing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and knot it and put it on. Just doing a box knot. So you knot it one way and then you go back in and knot it the other way. It's supposed to be a stronger knot. Okay, guys, what are we thinking? I like that I did this rope longer because it comes up over all the flowers. This is, I think it's beautiful. It's got the spring colors, but just very distressed. I love it. I hope you guys really like it. It will be available on my Etsy shop by the time you see this. It will be there. Well, unless it sells, of course. But it is ready to go. So, as always, if you are not subscribed, please do. It helps out my channel and for me to be able to keep making content. And then if you are watching my stuff on Facebook, but you're not following me, like you haven't hit that little follow button, please do that. That helps me get out into the algorithm and so that I can be able to continue making things, because it's a whole lot of work, guys. It doesn't cost you anything to follow, share, and comment on my posts. So, but if you're not following, that counts. So if you're not, please do. And we will see you guys in the next video. So have a great night. Bye-bye.